What if I told you that a simple piece of cloth could end a 3-year drought? That it could turn boys into men and save an entire people from despair? This is not just a story. This is a covenant. A promise made between the earth goddess Allah and the people of Obowo, sealed by the courage of 21 sons. Today, we journey back in time to the sacred Ogbotukwu Hill. We will witness the vision of Nze Nkuma, the glaring trials of water and will, and the birth of a festival that defines a culture. This is the true untold origin of the Iwa Akwa festival. The story of how Iwa Akwa began in Obowo is woven into ancient tapestry of Igbo cosmology, where the transition from boyhood to manhood demanded more than mere age. It required a sacred covenant with ancestors, community, and identity. Iwa Akwa festival is typically held every 2 to 3 years, which aligns with Igbo cosmological beliefs about the wearing cycle of a child, which occurs between December to January. The grand initiation timed with the dry season, Uguru, to coincide with the diaspora's homecoming, with dates following Igbo market days, Eke, Orio, Afo, Nkwo. The origin of Iwa Akwa can be traced to Obowo local government in Imo State, with practices dating back centuries. By 1930s to 1980s, it spread to neighboring areas like Ehimembano, Ehitubom, and Ayazumbise local government areas in Imo State. In the heartbeat of Igboland, where the stories of the ancestors are woven into the very fabric of daily life, lies Obowo, a cluster of 22 autonomous communities in present-day Imo State. Here, the Iwa Akwa festival is not merely a ceremony. It is the living, breathing heartbeat of the people, a sacred covenant between the living and the earth itself. Centuries ago, Obowo was a land in disarray. A catastrophe known as Okochi had gripped the land for 3 years. Yam withered in the field, and the mighty Nkwo stream ran dry, and hunger struck the villages of Umuoke, Avutu, Amuzi, and others. Worse still, the young men, strong and capable, were disjointed, lacking unity, discipline, and a shared sense of purpose. The elders despaired, knowing that a community without structured leadership was vulnerable to both internal strife and external threats. It was in this time of despair that Nze Nkuma, a revered elder from Umuoke, received a divine summon. Driven by a restless spirit, he climbed the sacred Ogbotukwu Hill, a place believed to be a thin veil between the mortal world and the realm of the spirit. There, under a sky ablaze with stars, the earth goddess Allah appeared to him. She was not a gentle vision, but a powerful presence. Her form enchanted from the very clay of the land. She spoke a mandate that would change Obowo forever. Nze Nkuma, your sons are like a flock without a shepherd, their strength wasted, their potentials untapped. Listen and obey. Gather the worthy sons of the land and take them to the source of Nkwo stream at the first light of dawn. They shall fetch water in clay pots and carry it barefoot to the village square. They must make this journey 3 times. The water that remains will reveal the purity of their hearts. After that, each family shall procure a wrapper of fine cloth. This cloth will be spread before their compound and blessed under my gaze. Those who succeed shall be wrapped in this cloth and presented to the community. They will become the new spine of Obowo, and I, Allah, will send rain to bless their covenant. With this, she placed a single glowing indigo thread in his palm, a symbol of the covenant. Nze Nkuma returned and conveyed Allah's message. So 21 sons from across Obowo villages were chosen. The trial began. At dawn, the 21 young men journeyed to Nkwo stream. Barefoot, they navigated thorny paths and harsh terrain. They were required to complete the journey 3 times, a test of endurance, humility, and obedience. A spilled pot signified a lack of readiness, and it is said that the son who struggled most but prevailed, his feet bleeding, yet his pot filled, embodied the true spirit of the ritual. Meanwhile, families have procured the finest George wrapper they could afford. The choice of George cloth was significant. It is a valuable, prestigious textile acquired through long-distance trade, symbolizing that the family was investing in a future leader. Each wrapper was laid out in the family compound, and the community priest, Dibia Okeke, walked from compound to compound, chanting incantation and sprinkling sacred nzu and ofo leaves on the cloth, transforming it from mere fabric into a spiritual armor, a symbol of responsibility blessed by Allah. On the appointed Eke market day, the successful initiates, now cleansed and anointed with native chores, were wrapped in their blessed George wrapper. As they emerged, the entire community gathered at the Avuto Market Square. Drums thundered, and the men danced in a solemn procession. The elders chanted. As the last chant faded, the skies, which had been clear for years, darkened. Rain fell and drenched the new men and the earth. The drought was over, and the covenant was still. Traditionally, men between the ages of 21 and 30 are initiated, this aligning with the peak of physical strength and the age when a man is ready to take on community responsibility. The Iwa Akwa is fundamentally a man's rite of passage. However, women play a crucial role. Celebrated roles as mothers who prepare the feast, sisters who sing praises, and wives who later celebrate their husbands. In some modern adaptations, women sometimes undergo their own symbolic ceremony, but the core initiation remains for men. Before the day of Iwa Akwa, the initiate family prepares a lavish feast of fufu and palm wine, which is shared among the men and women of the kindred. The shares of this food are also taken to the family elders' living relatives, the village head, and the head of the initiate's age grade. This act symbolizes a formal notification to the community that a new member is preparing to join their ranks. There will be lineage check to know if the initiate's mother was properly married, and also to know if the initiate father himself was initiated through Iwa Akwa, because one cannot give what one does not have. The initiates must also be free from Usuk outcast lineage stigma. This ancient practice, though now widely condemned, was a strict social barrier in the past. The festival is a time of abundance, and the original food served included ji, roasted yam with red oil, ofo oha or bitter leaf soup served with fufu, oba noziza, okporoko known as stockfish, manyungwo known as palm wine. Now, the first initiates formed were known as the Obowo, the 8th grade of 12, and their duties were to guide the village borders during war season, to settle land disputes, to collect yam tithes for communal feast. A rule was enchanted. A man who dies uninitiated through Iwa Akwa is buried as a child. there will be no mourning and there is no legacy. A man becomes Okenye. He now gains the right to speak and vote in the village assembly, holds title and take chieftain's name. He is also buried with full traditional rites upon his death. He is also integrated into his age grade, which becomes his lifelong peer group for executing projects like road maintenance, security, and sanitation. The first rapper worn by Nze Nkuma during the Iwa Akwa festival is a sacred relic of the covenant and is preserved in the house of Uhiri Shrine in Umuoke. To this day, inmates or initiates often touch it before the ceremony to connect with the courage and legacy of the first ancestors. Iwa Akwa remains the ultimate expression of Obowo identity, and it is a powerful, unbroken thread connecting generations, a testament to a people's reliance and a beautiful living culture that continues to demand courage, community, and honor from its sons.